earning some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Richardson against Irving. Now the pass to Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Thompson's got his first bucket of the night.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Dragic against Irving. Bosh the screen. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. There's the dish to Richardson. Here's Bosh, and the rejection by Love. The Heat shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. He had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
Irving against Dragic. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
And they can up the ante a little bit there after that basket.
Yeah, you know, their lead's increasing, and they've got to be feeling better and better about the way this game is starting to play out now. So we'll see if they can close it out. Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Now, here is Irving. He's coming off a 34-point game against Memphis.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
Inside, and he nailed. The jumper.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Irving against Dragic. Outside Irving. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are two rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Jefferson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for J.R. Smith. Irving's shot is good.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows. And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the Big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
Anderson, he's checked in for James.
Chris Anderson.
.114 left in the first quarter. Here's Johnson. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. You would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And so it's Cleveland with it. The Heat getting the bucket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Irving for 3, and that one's good. Irving's got 13. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference. Played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
30 seconds left in the first. On the wing, Shumpert lets it go. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Irving against Dragic. And finished off by Shumpert.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there.
And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into every game.
Go back and I'm able to read the scouting report, and also when I get to the arena I also watch more film on each and every guy that's going to be playing, guys that I know I may be matched up against throughout the night, so I'm not surprised by anything if it happens throughout the game. So
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Well, how about this? A lot of side outs for them, the way they've swatted shots away. That's a volleyball term, by the way, folks.
Yeah. Or handball.
Or handball.
Either one of the two. They're knocking a lot away.
Yeah.
On the court for the Heat, Luke Babbitt is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Dion Waiters. And it's Winslow in at the 3. That one is no good.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters. But such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles. Sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
The Heat trail by 5. Waiters with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. Right side a screen. Richardson the pass to Babbitt. Kicks to Waiters. 6 to shoot. No luck. So Cleveland will take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moments.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Waiters against Irving. Down low. Here's Fry. And no good as it rattles out. There's the triple. And again, Kyrie Irving for 3. Irving's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Cleveland.
Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend. And he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too.
A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Anderson. Love comes in for Channing Frye. And it's LeBron in for Iman Shumpert. Raiders no luck.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Smith kicks to James. Back to Smith for the three. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there. And talking about Chris Anderson, he was actually out of the league for a couple years, reinstated back in 2008. And apparently the time off helped. He finished second in the league in blocked shots going back to that season.
And Kevin, the thing I remember most about Chris Anderson, the 2005 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. He unsuccessfully tried the same dunk 8 times. Count them, 8.
On defense, Cleveland. Waiters with the ball. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish.
And the dunk by James.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
The Heat trail by 16. And here's Richardson outside, and the shot is good. Richardson's got 5 points so far.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
Outside Irving. Rebound. By the Heat. And here is Waiters. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half.
The Heat making a switch here. Chris Bosh is checked in for Whiteside. Williams comes in for Luke Babbitt. James Johnson's checked in for Winslow. And it's Dragic in for Dion Waiters. Dragic against Irving. They grab their own miss. Fires the three. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 22 points for Kyrie Irving.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Dragic against Irving. Dragic dishes to Richardson. Kicks it out to Johnson from past the arc. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Again, Irving missing.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Launches it. Miami no good on that time either.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Williams with the steal. Thompson against Richardson. He kicks it to Williams. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Feeds to Richardson. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And that'll be his third foul so far.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Jefferson comes in for Thompson. And Shumpert in there for Kyrie Irving. Clock at 6. Bosh. And it falls. Over the rim and in. Bosh has got 6. Cleveland leading by 14. Here's Shumpert. 41 seconds left now here in the second. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Dragic the pass to Richardson. Outside Bosh. And Shumpert pulls it down.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Chris Anderson. Channing Frye.
Here's Smith. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Jefferson with the three. No good on that last second attempt there. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach, with this type of ball game, what needs to happen in order for you to pull out a win tonight?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He was exactly the kind of long-range threat they were looking for, scoring 18 points from deep on some excellent three-point shooting. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Well, Irving has simply been great. 22 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is pouring it in from three, guys. You know how much I love to see guys knocking down buckets.
Irving is out there with Smith. Then there's Kevin Love. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Shot clock at 6. Well, wide open look for Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists now tonight. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Near the three-point line, it's Love, but they get it back. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. The Heat trail by 17. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Richardson, good.
You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's got more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And Irving with multiple 55-point games last season. The first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in 07.
A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Anderson, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And Dunleavy's subbed in for Kyrie Irving. And Miami with a change here, too. Waiters is checked in.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
There's the feed to Winslow. And the rejection by James. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
Heat ball.
Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. 4 on the clock. Here's Bosch. Lays it up and banks it in. Bosch has got 8 points. Cleveland leading by 16. Now Dunleavy fires the 3. And there's the call on James. That's foul number 2 for him.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for the Heat. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
For three, Dunleavy. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. The Heat trail by 17. And it's Dragic off the drive. And that one's good.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
LeBron James on the wing. The 15-footer, no good off the back of the rim. For Miami, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Dragic against Anderson. Fires top of the key. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
And it was a very public fallout out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Timeout called, the Heat. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
He was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Cleveland leading by 13. Now, here is Irving. 22 points for him. 1:43 left here in the third quarter. From the high post, he drills it. Irving's got 24.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
And it's sent back by Irving.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Channing Frye. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Iman Shumpert. And then for Miami, Williams comes in for Luke Babbitt. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
Richardson with the screen on Irving. Here's Waiters. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, Dion Waiters is a man who has never met a shot he didn't like. Despite shooting less than 40% from the field last season, he just kept on shooting. Now, every once in a while, he'd get hot and it would look good. But when he's off, which was most of the time, it didn't look very good. He's got to improve shot selection and shot discipline.
And Cleveland making a change here. Love's checked in. Irving dishes to Love. Shoots from 14. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his first.
Ray, getting back to Waiters, there's a reason the Cavaliers dealt the former 4th overall pick in the draft. Not only did he shoot poorly, but Clark, he averaged less than 2 assists a game.
Yeah, I think it's a mindset adjustment with Waiters. I've loved his talent and his ability to make plays and shots. Now he just has to recalibrate his thinking so he can be effective in the role he's asked to play.
Here's Richardson, and he overshot that one, missing. Cleveland leading by 19. Throws it up high, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson.
Just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
The Heat have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. And Waiters kicks to Bosch. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Bosch. Bosch has got 4 assists now tonight. 5 seconds left in the third. Irving. And that's not going to go. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. They've got Derek Williams. Richardson is out there with Dragic. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Winslow in at the small forward. Irving against Dragic. And that one's good.
They're shooting it quite well now. Again, function of shot selection, ball movement. Guys are in rhythm, confident, free-flowing, and they're knocking down their shots.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
James checked in for Richard Jefferson. And Miami also making a switch. Whiteside's checked in for Williams. Irving misses.
And so much for repeating the 3-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
Irving with the steal. And the layup falls. Irving's got 28. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
He lobs it up. Five on the clock. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Richardson against Smith. Bosch, the screen. Pass to Whiteside. Back to Richardson. Whiteside kicks to Richardson. There's Dragic with the 3. But he recovers it. Tries again. And the layup is up and in.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
James with it. Back to Irving. From downtown, and LeBron James with the 3.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Bosch. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And here's Irving. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Irving's got 6 in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
It's Dragic with the drive. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard, a lot like him, speed to burn. Smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
Dragic against Irving. No one near Smith as he lets it go. The three-pointer, no good.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
It's Dragic with the drive. Second shot opportunity, and the rejection by Smith.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Irving with it, now guarded by Dragic. Cleveland the rebound. The Heat trail by 18. He feeds it to Richardson. The wide open look here for Bosch. It's good from long range.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Irving from long range. And that one's good. Irving's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Bosch gets to Dragic. Bosch sets the pick for Dragic. Inside. Right side, the pass to Bosch. Dragic with a wide open look. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Irving dishes to Fry. Three-pointer. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists in the game.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance. And it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Cleveland.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Kyrie Irving. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
Outside jumper. Misses the three. A nice shot by Reed.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside jumper. Dishes it to Jefferson. Back to Shumpert. Fry, that's for 2. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Here now is Weber. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate.
Thanks, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving, just a monster first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on, a huge factor. What'd you think, Kenny?
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
Kyrie, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he can shoot from lights out anywhere on the court.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. Their first time playing these guys this season. A year ago, going 1-2. They'd like to improve on that this go-around. And Stephen Curry, one of the guys we'll be seeing tonight, is one of the most exciting and dynamic players in the league. Kenny, you know what I like to say. He makes it look
Staffordless.
Maybe the best shooter of all time. You ready to go that far?
Of all time?
You ready to go that far?
I just can't give it to you after that few of seasons. I just say that
he won a championship.
Yes, he won a championship.
He's up there with us now. He's in the house.
He's in the house.
He can get in the party.
But Reggie Miller and Ray Allen had done it over a longer block of time.
Not like Steph Curry done it.
But he's done it bigger in a shorter span.
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a loss to the Spurs.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Greg, I thought it was a solid effort from them all the way around. I mean, but as you and I know, moral victories are kind of empty consolation prizes. A loss is a loss.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then it's Rose. Then there's Noah. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Irving. Shoots the three. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Irving. Curry's got the first 3 points tonight for Cleveland. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that?
I know. I mean, I'm with you there. It just seemed as though they were sleepwalking their way through that entire game. It was, in my estimation, just inexcusable.
There's the bucket. Good.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight. And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next, for under $24 million combined, and you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
Now here's Curry following the miss by Derrick Rose. Outside Curry. Clock at 6. There's the three. The shot is off.
Well,